News first, we are following breaking news very closely. A Gwinnett County police officer is dead. Another is critically injured after a shootout at a Stone Mountain hotel. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sydney Stallworth. We have a crew on the ground as officials prepare to give us some updates regarding this shooting. Still a lot of information that we're working to learn as our crew is getting set up. We're expecting any moment now to hear an update. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Are we ready? Okay, good afternoon. I am Chief J.D. McClure of the Gwinnett County Police Department, and today I'll be providing an update with regards to a Gwinnett County police officer who was killed in the line of duty this morning. At approximately 7:30 a.m., Gwinnett Police South Precinct units responded to the 1700 block of East Park Place Boulevard to the Hampton Inn in regards to a fraud or forgery related call. Two officers arrived on the scene. They immediately went to the room where an individual was said to have rented this room fraudulently and began speaking with him. They were invited into the room. They began discussing the scenario or the incident with him. And at some point, the suspect produced a handgun and then an unprovoked attack fired at our Gwinnett County police officers. Both officers were struck. One officer was able to return fire, striking the suspect, resulting in non-life-threatening injuries. In terms of the officers who were present, first is 25-year-old Pradeep Tamang. This young man came to the Gwinnett Police Department less than a year ago. Originally from Nepal, he located to the United States approximately 10 years ago to the Pennsylvania area, and again joined our police department in the spring of last year. During the course of this incident, Officer Tamang was fatally wounded. He died at Northside Gwinnett Hospital. The second officer, Corporal David Reed, sustained gunshot wounds. At this time, he is in serious but stable condition. Again, as I said earlier, the suspect sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Once these officers went down inside the room, South Precinct additional officers responded and conducted a rescue. They got inside. They provided medical treatment to all persons that were present. At this time, we have contacted the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, who will lead the investigation into the death of Officer Tamang, and they will work closely with the District Attorney's Office in prosecuting this case. In terms of the suspect has been identified as 35-year-old Kevin Andrews. It's an individual with a lengthy criminal history, including multiple felony convictions for violent crimes, gun crimes, and narcotics. To the Gwinnett community, we, as a police department, will not be deterred. We will continue to provide for the safety of this community. We ask the community to continue to support us. Again, we've always enjoyed great support of our citizens here in Gwinnett, and we need you at this time. But as I said, we will not be deterred. These officers are heroes. They go out onto the road every day and face uncertainty, but they also understand that at the end of the day, we provide a very valuable service to the residents of Gwinnett County, and that is safety. At this time, I'd like to introduce Chairwoman Nicole Love Hendrickson. After Chairwoman Hendrickson, I'll be happy to take any questions. Again, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I want to thank the brave men and women who were responding to this incident. Our hearts are with the family of Officer Pradeep Tamang and with MPO David Reed, his loved ones, and the entire Gwinnett County Police Department during this incredibly difficult time. We honor the service and sacrifice of those who put themselves in harm's way every single day to protect our community. They run into danger so that we can be safe, and we're grateful for their continued dedication And we stand together with our officers, their families, and all of you as we navigate this moment as a community. And we're speaking to the community and asking you to stand in unity. This moment calls for compassion and unity and reflection as we honor and mourn the loss of one of our officers and the officer who is recovering right now. We are going to come together as a community and remember the legacy and life of those who risk everything to protect and serve. So thank you to the men and women who have responded to this call. We stand with you. Gwinnett County stands with you. Gwinnett County stands with the family, and we'll continue to do what we need to do to support our law enforcement agencies. So continue to pray for the families, pray for our community, and pray for Gwinnett County Police Department. Thank you.
Did this whole incident take place inside of a hotel room or in like a breezeway? Can you kind of try to...
Yes, so again, our officers responded. Obviously, they checked in at the lobby, but they ultimately went to a hotel room, right? They were invited in by the suspect, and so that is where the confrontation took place.
What else can you tell us about the confrontation inside the hotel room?
So the details that I've given you are all that I will be able to essentially share with you today. I would just remind you that this incident will be investigated by the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, and they will have additional details forthcoming.
Were they checking in the room under like a false name or a stolen credit card?
Those details have not emerged. Again, they were called there for a fraud or a forgery-related call. But again, those details will come out as we continue to move through the investigation.
We heard that there were 6 officers working out of the South Precinct at the time. Why were there only 6?
So only 6 is probably not the proper terminology. At the end of the day, we know what our staffing levels are in the precinct, and so 6 officers in that zone would be appropriate, right? So this wasn't a staffing issue, right? This was an act by a violent individual.
What charges will the suspect face?
So I don't know all suspects all charges that the suspect will face. We know that the life of an officer was taken, right? So that you would be looking potentially at a murder charge, aggravated assault. There will be a host of charges that are to come. But again, the GBI, as the lead investigating agency, working closely with the district attorney's office, will determine the appropriate charges.
Does Officer Tremaine have any family in the area that he leaves behind?
Yes. So Officer Tremaine is currently engaged. I have spoken with her. His family is currently in Pennsylvania, and we've made arrangements to get them here to Georgia. We have availed all resources, including our critical incident stress management team, our police chaplains, and our behavioral health unit to help these families, both families, Officer Reed and Officer Tremaine, and those same services we've made available to all of our officers and our professional staff.
We know that Officer Tremaine graduated in the same class as Officer Tony. What has this been like for the department, especially for that class, to lose 2 officers in the same class?
So I would just correct you. It was actually Corporal Reed, right? Corporal David Reed graduated in the same class as Officer Antoine Tony. And so, yeah, it's, the impact of Antoine's loss is not lost on us. We know that that particular academy class really had a difficult time recovering from that act of violence. But I would just remind you that we are always here to support them. We will walk with them through this process, and it takes time. But one of the things that we will always appeal to our officers is that we stand to serve our community in memory of those that we have lost.
This suspect, was he out on bond? You mentioned previous convictions.
So what we know is that this individual had active warrants through DeKalb County on violent charges. Again, to the extent of that, I'm not sure, but he had a failure to appear warrant out of DeKalb County. Are there any other questions? In closing, I once again want to ask the community to pray for the Gwinnett County Police Department. Please pray for the families of Officer Tamang and Officer Reed. We ask for your support during this time. To the men and women of the Gwinnett County Police Department, I urge you to continue to serve this community in the most professional manner possible. We have the support of our communities, and we're very grateful for that. If there's no other questions, we'll conclude.
Are you able to share the spell the names of the officers?
So we just heard
Yes.
an update from Gwinnett County Police Department to this deadly officer shooting. We have learned the name of the officer who was killed. That's 25-year-old Officer Pradeep Tamang, who had just joined the department in the spring. We're also told that he was engaged at the time of this shooting. They provided a little bit more information as to what led up to this. This happened around 7:30 this morning. 2 officers responded to the Hampton Inn for a fraud or forgery related call. They went into a hotel room invited in by the suspect, who we learned is 35-year-old Kevin Andrews, who had active warrants out of DeKalb County at the time. The officers were speaking with Andrews when we're told by police that's when that suspect, Andrews, pulled out a gun, opened fire. Both officers were shot. One officer did return fire and did shoot the suspect as well. There's a second officer in serious but stable condition, we're told. That's the latest that we've learned with this information. We want to make sure that you stay up to date, and as we work to continue to find out more about what happened here, we're going to update you. Be sure to download our free Atlanta News First app to stay up to date on breaking news stories just like this one. There you'll find all the latest updates on this shooting in Gwinnett County as we learn more. Thanks so much for joining us for this special breaking news coverage. We'll be back.